Let's jump into some fun stuff here. So, listening to Rogan and Mel Gibson, and actually being a believer of this for a long time, to be honest, my wife and I, ivermectin, how does this come into play in cardiovascular health, even cancer, as Mel Gibson was talking about? Do you think this is one of those things like, hey, I put in heavy quotes, of trying to keep under the wraps, or is it something that's legitimate that people should be looking into?
It's a great question. We've actually published a couple papers. They were more theoretical on, let's just say, antiviral effects of ivermectin. But if you actually look at, there's been many clinical studies now actually testing ivermectin, and it doesn't seem to actually be beneficial in COVID. Actually, metformin, ironically, seems to have more evidence, which is typically used for insulin resistance. So if you ever want to learn about a topic, go to PubMed. Okay, so PubMed houses all the medical journals that have an impact factor. So like good medical journals with all the publications. You type in a search term on PubMed, type in ivermectin and whatever you want to research on. Filter it by clinical trial. It'll bring up every single clinical trial that's ever been done on ivermectin. You can quickly see it kind of proved our theory wrong. I'm fine with that, right? I did a couple of publications that I thought that ivermectin may actually have some benefits through mechanistic actions. And then if you look at, there's been at least 4 or 5 clinical studies and they all showed not harm, but just real no benefit. So cancer, I don't know. I don't think there's been a single study too on ivermectin cancer. Yeah. Doesn't mean that it's not potentially beneficial. Yeah. But yeah, that's just kind of my high level talk on ivermectin.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's kind of this, it's polarizing, right? Like some people are all in, some people like it doesn't do anything. It's just for horses. Mel Gibson's talking about it, how it's saving people from like recovering them from cancer. I don't know. I think there needs to be more done on that. I think there should be something that is just like, here's the benefits of it. This is going to sound crazy. I actually I had I don't know if it was eczema or just some red, stuff. And I started putting topical ivermectin on my face and it cleared it up in over 2 nights. Crazy. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean,
something there.
You got to test everything, right?
Yeah.
And so the thing is, when you hear a celebrity say this cured this, well, you're not getting the full picture. Right. They weren't just taking ivermectin, right? They were probably taking many other things. So it's hard to pinpoint. I'm not saying that whatever Mel Gibson said didn't necessarily happen, right? But what actually that person took in conjunction with ivermectin is probably a lot more than what is being what we're being led to kind of think.
Good point. Ton of variables, right?
Yeah.